cloud orchestrator, and the screen will come like this. Okay. So I have created this orchestrator service called dev. So this is my organization name, RPA Bots World. And inside this organization, dev is a tenant, right? So you should be able to define multiple tenant, right? So you should be able to define tenant on the basis of, environment like dev, SQV, UAT, production, or you should be able to create a tenant on the basis of departments like HR, legal, those kind of things. So it depends on different companies. Some company follow this environment kind of structure. Some company follow, department wise structure, right? But I follow environment structure. So from this cloud.uipath.com, when you log in using your credential, you will come onto this page. And then from here, you should be able to go to your orchestrator, or from here, you should be also able to go to your orchestrator. So when you click on that, this orchestrator page will come. And now I'll explain you all those 8 and 9 terms that I have explained you. Okay. So here we need to understand a concept of tenant and folder. Okay. First thing. Okay. So tenant is nothing but again a logical, so what you can do, right? So you can buy a license of one orchestrator, right? And inside that orchestrator, you can logically partition that orchestrator for a different department. So they will become tenants, right? Or they can, there could be a environment like dev, SQE, UAT, but actually they are on the same server, right? So this is nothing but a logical separation. So this is logically separating, all the related item which should run in a non-production environment in a dev tenant, all the things that which should run into production environment into prod tenant, right? That's the concept of tenant. So there are certain things which are managed at the tenant level, and there are certain things which are managed at the folder level. So inside tenant, we should be able to define multiple folders. By default, there would be a shared folder. When you have a shared folder, anything that you keep here, that can be shared across any other folder. Okay. So by default, there will be a shared folder. Previously, there used to be a default folder as well when you have a classic, folder structure, but nowadays shared folder is used, right? So first, let me explain you what all things you can manage at the tenant level, and then I'll go at the folder level. Okay. So on that, when you click on a tenants, so it will, these tab will come. Okay. So the first tab will show. Can you maximize the screen? This is already maximized, man. All right. So the first tab is a robots tab. Here you should be able to see all your configured robot, right? I'll explain you how you can. No, that has not. These are robot where your code can run. Okay. Then you have another tab called folder. So it will showcase you all the folders that you have on your tenant. So if I need to create a new folder, I should be able to create a folder from here. Let's take example. I want to create a folder called HR. Okay. And I'll give a description called HR team. Okay. And then you have two options. You can select the tenant package feed, or you can create a new package feed for this folder. For now, we'll keep as a tenant package feed. I'll help you explain this when we go into the advanced section where we'll be using RE framework and configuring the multiple process. Okay. So for now, let's park this idea and create a tenant package feed. So the moment you create, a new folder would be created. Okay. So new folder is created. Okay. Now, as I told you, there are certain things that you can control over the tenant level, and there are certain things you should be controlling over the folder level. As of now, if you look at in a share folder, we have these many users and these many machines, which is assigned to this folder. But if I click on HR, I am the only one user which is assigned because I have created it. So I am a folder administrator for this, but I don't have any other user assigned. So if there are any user in my organization and they want to access this folder, their account has to be mapped here. Otherwise, they will not be able to see this, right? And similarly, if you click on a machines tab, there is no machine here. That means inside the HR folder, I won't be able to run a robot because I don't have machine. So first we need to create a machine, assign that machine here, and then only I should be able to run a robot in HR folder, right? So if you click on the shared folder, you will see there is a machine, which is laptop this, which is nothing but my personal laptop is assigned here, right? So we'll see all of these, but let's complete this entire tab once and then we'll go one by one, okay? So now you have a third tab called monitoring, and this is really important, mostly for the support people, because from this page they should be able to look at what is happening in the orchestrator, how many jobs are running, how many jobs are in a pending state, how many jobs got suspended, whether there are some failure, and if there are a lot of failure going on, what is the status of different machines, are they available or are they down, right? So those things you should be able to see from here. Then you should be able to see the process detail, on the process level. Okay, so how many processes are there, they're into, are they running, are they suspended, how much time gonna take, and all those kind of things. So this all dashboard will talk about the performance matrix of the process, right? So here you can say performance of the machine, here you can say performance of the processes. Then it will talk about the queues, how many queue items are there, are they pending, are they completed, and those you can see here we have a queue called Acme, and inside that I have 8 items, but none of them are running and all those kind of things. So we have a remaining 8 items. So from this tab you should be able to control everything for in and about pod. So you can also able to see how many licenses you have, how many unattended sessions are there, which user are connected, which user are not connected, those kind of thing from the monitoring. Okay. And then you have a fourth tab, which talks about the manage access. So here you should be able to create user and groups. Okay. So you should be able to create a local user and local group, and also you should be able to create a user from AD and AD group. Okay. So how you should be able to do that? For that, what you need to do is, this is the users. Okay. And these are the roles. These are the roles which is defined. Okay. And here you will see some of the roles are on folder level, some of the roles are on tenant level. Okay. And some are mixed, right? So the roles which are defined on a tenant level, they are responsible for managing these tabs. And the roles which are defined at the folder level, they are responsible for managing these tabs. Different tab is here, right? And so you should be able to define which user should has what access at the tenant level and which user should have what access at the folder level. So you should be able to control access of a user on two front, right? One at tenant level, one at folder level. Right? And how you should be able to do that? So for that, you need to create manage account and groups. And this will go to the identity server. So it will come on another, portal, which is different than Orchestrator. Okay, this is called identity server. And here identity server, you should be able to invite users, and you can give the username and you can invite. This is for the cloud instance, but for on-premise instance, there will be identity server, and the page will look different, entirely different than what we have here. Okay, so in the premise installation where the orchestrator is installed locally for that particular organization, identity server is used to manage all of these things. Okay, so for now we'll go back. You should be able to invite user from here. Okay, and you should be also able to manage the services for the orchestrator, what all services you want to use. Okay, and then you should be also able to allocate the licenses. So I have already, production license 1 and testing license 1, so I have already allocated, so I can't allocate more. But if you want to allocate, if you have more than these licenses, you should be able to allocate from here, right? One thing I would like to highlight here, as I told you, as of now this is a community edition, so it has no full-fledged functionality of lot of other steps. AI center is not there, document understanding, and lot of other steps are in restricted manner. So what you can do, when you come on this page, you should be able to start a trial. So it will give you 60-day trial, enterprise trial, and there you should be able to access everything, right? But make sure you start trial when you are ready to do actual work, right? Otherwise, you'll not be able to utilize this fully. Okay. So I'll go back here and I'll click on the orchestrator and I'll go back to the orchestrator. So from this manage access page, you should be able to control the users access and all those things. Then we have a tabs called machine, right? So here you should be able to define on which machine you want to execute your bots, right? Machine is really important feature because the communication between robot and orchestrator happen through different mechanism. One mechanism is user access, another mechanism is through the machine key. Okay, so machine key is also used to connect your UiPath Studio to the UiPath Orchestrator. So how you should be able to do that? So for that, what you need to do is you need to go on add machine, and here you have a different ways of creating a machine. So one is a machine template, another one is a standard machine, elastic robot pool, and cloud robot serviceless. These two things are pretty new, but standard machines is there from previous editions as well. So if you know that you need to connect that certain machine like your laptop, you should be able to create a standard machine. So you can click on a standard machine, you can give the machine name, and you if you want to create a tags and you want to identify it differently, you can do that, and then you should be able to.
If you're giving the machine name, like
Mhm.
you can say the machine address, correct?
Mhm.
Okay.
So
You on the like on the company portal, what you automatically search for that
no, so here what you need to do is
host.
host name would be whatever the host name would coming, that you need to type. Okay.
Okay, it will automatically search that, no?
Yeah.
If
So
you're a network of the like any of the company.
yeah. So here you need to type the host name, and the host name will come, and that host name you need to input here, right?
Okay.
And then in description you should be able to put it, and then you should be able to give the licenses,
Okay, that's
right?
pollution.
So I don't have licenses, so I won't be able to do it. But the moment you provision it, right? Because this machine is already taken, so that's the reason it's giving that error. But you should be able to do it, right?
Oh, okay, got it.
And once that machine is created, you need to click here on edit machine, and you should be able to change it. So here you have a machine key, this machine key, right? So you need to copy this machine key because in the UiPath assistant, okay. So if you need to connect your robot, you need to use this machine key. So I'll sign out just just to showcase you, okay. So I am signed out, so I can't see any unattended robot or my attended robot here. So for this, what I need to do is I need to go here, okay. In
So
the
machine key is unique key, na?
machine key is a unique key, yes. So a
Okay.
setting window will come like this. You need to click on the UiPath orchestrator, and you need to use a connection. If you disconnect it, so it will become like this. You need to select it. You can use three different ways, right? So you can
So
use,
internet is
yeah.
machine key, okay.
So we are using machine key. So machine key you will
Okay.
say this will automatically come, and then you will give the orchestrator URL. And actually I have connected this machine previously.
Okay,
That
got it.
that's the
So
reason this
for
machine key is
easy,
coming. Otherwise you have to copy it from here. Okay, you can copy it from here,
and paste over here.
and paste over there.
Then it will sync with all the things. Okay.
Yeah, and then you click, so it will connect. Okay, and that's it. So it will be connected now. Okay,
Right, right.
so I'll cancel this because I don't need to change anything here. So you should be able to do. Now we have concept called package here. Okay, so package is nothing but whenever you do a automation. Okay, so let's me open up a UiPath Studio. And